picture of that. Alright, it's Clinton from CNC Equipment. Got something a little bit different for you guys today. We've got a green farm tractor in here and I don't know how to work on it, unfortunately. But we'll figure it out. Can't be that hard. This is a John Deere 6330. I'm not real up on my John Deere tractor numbers. It's a 6 series. I think it's like 100 horsepower, 105 horse or something like that. I'm sure somebody knows more about these than I do. But this come out of a county down in Florida. I think it's a 2008 model. Not exactly sure on the hours. I'll probably look into that later. It's only showing like less than 100 on the dash. They told me it had 3,000 on it. So apparently they've changed the dash on it. We'll probably hook a computer up. We can tell me hours on it. But it's got the Alamo side arm mower on it, the big dude. I think it's a 60-inch boom axe. Yeah. We're going to do a few odds and ends to it. We got some new blades for it. Going to do a filter and engine oil change on it. Got a new seat to put in it. We got to check out the hour situation. We've got a new air filter housing here. This one, plastic one's broke. We're going to replace it. Just a few little odds and ends. There's the seat in there. It's not looking real good. The old Florida hot sun's been working on it. But Uncle Scott actually mounted up a couple new front tires. They put new rear tires on it not too long ago. Got a couple fronts. I'll throw a video in here of him doing that real quick. But got our new air filter over here. Got some new blades. One other thing, got a neutral safety switch. For some reason it's kind of cantankerous about starting. Hoping it might be that switch. I'm not sure. You got to wiggle the lever around a bunch to get it to work exactly right. So first thing we're going to work on, and I've actually not done one of these for a long time, the steering cylinder is leaking on this. I think it's the main reason they sold it. It's got a double-ended steering cylinder on it. So we're going to try to attempt to take it out here, and I've got a packing kit for it. We'll try to rebuild that, something kind of different, a little unique. So we'll get it out here and I'll kind of explain what the difference is between a double-ended ram and a single-ended ram. But in the meantime, while we're getting set up here, you guys can watch Uncle Scott changing a couple tires.
Like this. Like this. Like this.
Alright, got our tie rod ends off. Randy got the lines off. He's over here helping me today. I'm not liking what I see so far. They got some bolts that's coming in from the top side up here. They're not real easy to get to. I'm kind of thinking this is maybe why they sold the tractor. They didn't want to work on it too much. I'm hoping this front axle pivots. What we're going to do is take these jack stands out, put some smaller ones under this main brace here. It's under the frame. I'm hoping we might be able to pivot that axle down enough to get to these two bolts up in here. I can get to the other side, but we've got a radiator hose and stuff up here. A lot of stuff in the way. And those bolts are actually recessed down a couple holes, so that makes things worse too. So I think we'll try to get the front picked up here, jack stands under here, and hopefully the axle pivots enough where we can get those bolts. We'll find out here. Alright, I got the front axle. You guys can see it kind of pivots up and down here. So, I'll hold that down, Randy. We've got, you guys can see, got 2 bolts here. Fortunately, I put a freaking hex set Allen screw in there. That's not going to be fun to get out, but we'll give her a shot here. I don't know why they couldn't use a regular bolt, but anyway, they got to make it hard on people. See if we can get some tools and get that out on that side, then we'll go to Randy's side and try it.
You hold that up.
Yeah. Let's see what happens here. Oh, it moved. That's amazing. That other one looks like maybe you got 18mm short socket 3/8 drive, Randy. Alright, got the bolts out of this side. I want to give it a couple whacks. You got it, Randy? Yeah, there we go. Alright, got the cylinder cleaned up here. Actually got this tie rod off already. I'm going to explain to you guys why. This is actually optional. I had them 2 different ways in the parts book. I had a regular conventional cylinder like you guys are used to seeing, or it's double-ended. The reason I use double-ended on steering a lot, when you shove oil in, pretend this wasn't here. If you shove oil in the back of this piston, this is a bigger area if this rod was not in here. So it's going to move slower going that way, and when you put oil on this side with this rod, this cavity's smaller, so it will move faster going that way. So it's going to make the steering wheel uneven. Hopefully that makes sense. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. If you pretend this was a steering cylinder, this is just your regular cylinder, it's got a rod on one end. If you shove oil on this end, it's going to take longer to fill this big cavity up, and when you come in this end, shove oil to retract your rod, it's going to be a lot quicker. So it's going to make your steering wheel kind of erratic, left or right. One way is going to turn quicker than the other, so that's why they'll use a double-ended cylinder on steering applications. So I'm going to take this snap ring out of here, and hopefully, in theory, this whole assembly should pull out of here. So alright, got that out. Actually knocked this head gland back here. We're going to, there's actually a snap ring, so you gotta knock these back in, then pop this ring out, then those will pop out. Alright, so there's a view inside of, that's your piston here, so we got oil coming in both sides. It makes it a 2-way cylinder. Got our head glands there on both sides. We got some new seals from John Deere here. We're gonna make sure they all fit. Weird thing was, the serial number for this tractor did not show this double-ended cylinder. It showed a single-ended cylinder, so just want to make sure this stuff's right. And we'll get all this cleaned up and put some new seals on it. Alright, got new seals in there all put back together. We're going to throw it on the tractor, then we're going to go outside and work on another project. Alright, putting the new tires back on. We got the cylinder on. Uncle Scott got those tires mounted up for us. Put the new cylinder back in there. Same procedure as taking it out. So one thing I noticed when this thing come in, it's had a new arm on it, and I think the toe end may be off. What that toe end is actually where the tires are leaned in. You looking up? Where that? Up here. I think the tires may be leaned in too much, causing this one was really wore out. So we're gonna get a tape measure and check that. All right, there's the wheel.
I'm on the rim, outside the rim.
54. 55 and a quarter. Yeah. The wheel's bent. That one looks good. You got an inch and a quarter toe in, bud.
I think that's too much. Probably a quarter inch on her farm tractor.
So we just measured the toe in. We've got an inch and a quarter in the front. I knew it was too much. It's probably why it was wearing that one tire out funny, huh?
I'm thinking.
Yep. So what we'll do, we'll come back here and adjust these, tighten this up a little bit, to pull that tire. Usually you want on a car like an 1/8 inch. We'll probably put like a 1/4 inch because it's a tractor and it doesn't matter. So I'll give it a little 1/4 inch of toe in. So those things wear, if they do wear a little bit, the tires are going to come out a little bit. So I think that's a little too much. All right, got the toe in set at about a 1/4 inch inward, so we should be good on that. We're going to take advantage of some warmer weather outside right now and work on some stuff outside, but we'll be back on this on another cold day. All right, back on the tractor. I actually was working on that big green monster. If you guys might notice, the tractor has moved from here to there. Couple, 3 or 4 videos coming out in that thing. You guys not subscribed, you might consider doing so you don't miss out on all the cool stuff that you guys see. Might be an engine laying out over there. Anyway, we're back on this dude. I did drain the engine oil out, got a new air or oil filter in it. Randy's checking the tires. I'm going to change the fuel filters here next. The hours weren't wrote on the stuff. I don't know why people do not do this. If you're changing oil or something, just write the hours on the filters at least so we know what's going on. So I think they've been changed recently, but I can't tell. I'm going to go ahead and change them. We're here. We got a new air filter housing price stick on there next. But let's get these dudes off here. Alright, I got a little water and fuel separator here. Probably get that loosened up. The reason I loosened that up first, once you take this filter off, it's going to be hard to get that broke loose. I'm not a big fan of these plastic rings on these filters. Are kind of a pain in the butt, but if anybody's ever changed these, you know what I'm talking about. These filters have little notches in them. They got to be lined up the right way to go back on. Usually there's I think this flat spot indicates where this big one goes on, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, we'll take this water and fuel drain off this. So this is a water and fuel sensor. Basically what it does, it senses water in the filter. They're kind of finicky. So if you don't replace this or don't put this on, you think, oh, I'll just leave that off. The engine will actually recognize that and it will actually go and derate. It'll derate the fuel like 10 or 20%. Cut your fuel back, throw warning lights on. Kind of pain in the butt. You gotta keep your connections clean. All that good stuff. So. Not a big fan of those plastic things. They could have done something a little better. They use those on the dozers, heavy equipment, all that stuff. So Randy's over here replacing the engine panel. This one was gone, probably got broke out by the big bush hog. He's got a new one there gonna stick in the side. It's gonna look like this one here. So I'm gonna go up. Remember earlier in the video, the dash is only showing a few hundred hours. We know that's not right, so I'm gonna get my computer out, plug into this thing, see if we can read the engine hours off of it. More than likely that dash has been replaced. You might have noticed I didn't bleed these out or anything. This is a common rail fuel system and it should have electric pump on it. I'm not seeing mechanical pump, so it should bleed itself out. We'll probably cycle a key a couple times and make sure. This is a 4045 John Deere 4.5 liter. Randy's got a nice new shiny green part there, huh? Makes the rest of the hood look bad. Yeah, I don't see a pump anywhere over here, so we'll hope that's the key. If not, we'll figure something else out there. But yeah, I'm gonna grab the computer and check the hours. All right, I turned that key on. If you guys can hear, we've got a fuel pump running. Make sure we don't have any leaks. I can hear fuel going in there. So I'm getting the computer hooked up here. This thing's showing 625 hours on it, which I know that's not right. So we got our computer hooked here, plugged into the tractor back here. We'll get this thing fired up and see what kind of hours we got. Alright, we got a program called Texia here. I don't use it a whole lot. I'm not super familiar with it. So we got another thing we use on the John Deere stuff all the time, but my John Deere stuff is only for construction equipment, and this thing is green, so I usually don't work on these green farm tractors. So we'll get in here and see what's up. Maybe John Deere, not Deere. There we go. This is a 6330 series. Well, I don't know if you guys can see, we're showing 3,400. 3,463 hours. Things used 8,084 gallons of fuel. I'll take a picture of that. It took me a little while to find out. I'm not used to using this, but yeah, we're gonna have to we'll probably put a little tag on the dash, and what did I say, how many hours is on that? I took a picture of it. So this tractor, it's got 3,463 hours on it, so we'll probably put a tag on there. We'll put the plus 2,000 and what odd hours, 2,800 and something additional to that hour meter. For some reason they probably changed that dash out. It may have got broken or something, but the engine controller will tell you the true hours, and that's what we're reading. So we like to have that for verification so we can tell our customers. So we're going to get some stickers made up. We'll go ahead and write probably the hours that's on that dash on these filters when it's changed. Just keep that part simple, but we'll put a sticker on the dash showing add that many hours. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. So I'm going to get that done. Randy's double checking oil there after we start it. I'm going to put this dude up and we'll get the rest of these parts on. Alright, so you guys can see that original, or not the original meter, but this one says 625 hours. So when we minus the 3,400, we come up with 38 hours. We have to add to that number to make the hours, so hopefully that makes sense for the next buyer. I think it makes sense to write the 625 hours on the filters. I would assume it'd make it easier on everybody. You guys tell me what you think about that, but that's what we're going to do. Keep it simple. But I had to give the next owner. And by the way, this tractor does have a deposit on already, but I'm going to take it out and run it here a little bit too, so you guys can catch a little action on that. But what do you want to do next? We got blades, air filters, whatever you want to do. It's all got to be done, Randy says. The air filter, you want to work on it next? Go ahead and bring her up here and we'll stick her on. And cover my filters up. I'm going to get hours wrote on these, and then we'll be golden. Alright, got the hours wrote and everything, even wrote the hours on the new filter housing. The reason we're replacing this, it's broken up here. This clamp goes around, they had it zip tied and everything. New air filters, by the time I could just buy the housing, or this piece here, but that comes from John Deere with all the filters and everything for like $300, so just opted to replace the whole thing. It looks like this dude clips on this rail here, so we're going to have to take these bolts out here and unclip it out of there. Alright, just like that, we got a new plastic air filter. It'll probably break in another 12 years. But anyway, it's on there. I don't know why they'd make something like that, but cheaper and better, supposedly. Alright, we're about done with the engine. We're going to work our way back, and we're going to tackle those blades next, Randy. We'll tackle this big old blade. Alright, we got some new blades and pins. They actually give you an access hole to take this big old nut off, but from my experience, those things don't come off, so we're just going to get the hot wrench out, blow those heads off, and put some new bolts and blades in it. Also got a few bolts here I think we need to fix. They're pulling through on here. I'll probably cut those off too and get that bolted back up. We got to add a little bit of hydraulic oil to the mower part. That's this big tank. So I've got this big boom mower on the side. I think it goes out like 20 some feet. They put the oil tank over here for counterbalance, and we've got a big old weight right here for counterbalance. We've got a weight and a wheel. We also have fluid in the tire over here, so that counterbalances all that boom sticking out here. So later on you guys get to see this thing in action. It's all hydraulic powered and everything. Pretty cool, slick little setup. This one has a nicer single pistol grip controller. It does all the functions in one thing. It doesn't have a separate lever. So we'll get these blades on here. We got the seat left, and we got to top those fluids off. We'll probably have to pull it around the shop because my hose won't quite reach all the way over here. You can grease it and we'll be ready to run it. Alright, so I wouldn't think or not, these nuts do have to come off. They got to come out this way. There's a shoulder on those, so beating on those wasn't going to do no good, or cutting them that way. So I guess I'll go ahead and whack the nuts off and take them off that way. Hot nuts. Ready to beat that out, Randy?
Alright, yeah.
Alright, got two new blades on there. Got some new bolts in the rubber flap there. Looking good. I think we're about ready for that seat, aren't we, Randy?
I think so.
I hate seats. Get a light in here and see if we can get that one unbolted and get the new one in. Alright, got a nice new seat in there, all bolted up. I drew a couple new holes for that the boom controller over there. It was kind of different. They had it mounted to the old seat, so Got it mounted to the platform, but looking good in there. We'll here, I'm about ready to grease this thing up, ain't we? I think we'll grease her up. I'll put some hydraulic oil in the mower section. The transmission's on the it's down in the third part of the gauge, about to add. We'll put some in it and top it off. Then we'll go try this dude out. Alright, got her greased up. We're gonna start this dude up and try to figure this out, because I'm not a tractor operator. Looks like a good gear to be in. Maybe it's not. Nope, there's a gear. There we go. Be careful with that boom hanging off over there. Alright. Find some more gears here. Looks like we got a 3-speed, and then we got another 4 over here, so however many gears that is, I don't know a lot. Says we got fuel. So I'm going to go out here and do a little bit of mowing along the road, try to figure this thing out. You guys can watch me on the struggle bus till I figure it out, probably. Topped off the side gauge. This side gauge is up halfway. We're ready to mow. is mowing good. New blades are cutting good. Not too many places to put a camera in this cab. It's got so much plastic on it. Like magnetic mount. We're gonna get this stripe finished up here. This is actually the property I used to own this summer. If you guys been watching the channel, there's a bunch of videos up here working on that property, cleaning it up. But I no longer mow it. I'm just kind of, or own it. I'm just kind of mowing along the edge here, trying to clean it up so it looks nice. But I'm gonna make a couple more swipes around here, and we'll check the tractor out and make sure everything's okay. All right, got to run it there for a few minutes. Tractor seems really nice. Everything's looking good so far. I'm gonna take it and run it some more on some property we got. Oh no, I don't see any leaks. Everything's working in the cab fine. We got a bunch of cattails and made a big old mess, but yeah, this tractor I believe is sold. We do have a deposit on it, nothing set in stone, but it's not something I get all the time. Occasionally I do if I can find a deal on one, but something a little bit different for you guys anyway. So, but if you guys like the video, you might give me a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot, or channel out a lot, so we can keep doing stuff like this. And if you want to see more cool stuff, you might consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out next time we post something. So we'll see you guys next time.